This loving for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very, very, very high value. If you realize that who are the 7 other people who would be given this great honor, number 1 is a person who is a just ruler. Number 1 is a just ruler. Number 2 is a youth who had spent his youth in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's another very profound thing. That what is youth by definition of Sharia? Teenager. Any guesses?
Till 40.
Under 40. Till 40 you are considered youth. But if that threshold is still there and you correct your ways this is an extremely profound honor that you would be given the shade from the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you have spent your youth in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the third person is a person whose heart is attached to the masjid. So he is somebody who is qalbuhu mu'allaqun fil masjid. Whose heart is, he basically goes to a masjid and then he's just waiting that when the next adhan would happen so that he can go back in there. Or he is somebody who's involved in, mashallah, making or developing a masjid or developing a place where people can come in. He is somebody who spends his time worrying about the affairs of the masjid and how it would, work and all its working and all its expenses and everything, takes care of it. So this is being associated with the masjid, not just in terms of its administration, but also being particular and regular in praying in there is a great honor. One of the other hadiths comes that a person who prays with takbir-e-ula for 40 days consecutively, so 5 prayers, 40 days consecutively with takbir-e-ula, he will not even get to feel the heat of fire of Jahannam. What is takbir-e-ula? Takbir-e-ula is when right after iqama, the imam goes Allahu Akbar, right? So a prayer in Jamaat, but in Jamaat you're there from the beginning. Now that's the strict ruling. Okay, I'll even give you an easy ruling to it. So there are difference of opinions that till what time is takbir-e-ula, right? So some says that it is right after iqama, Allahu Akbar, you should be doing Allahu Akbar with the imam. One opinion is that till the Ameen of Surah Fatiha is said. So up to that time, the time for takbir-e-ula is still there. And there's third opinion as well, which says that till the imam goes into ruku, that's also takbir-e-ula. So a lot of people who, after listening to this hadith get motivated and they try doing this, but shaitan comes to them and say, you missed the first one. If you missed the first one, don't be disheartened. You still have room till thing. But at the same time, I'll also say there's another hadith in which Rasulullah said that the hadith is talking about another thing, but it is talking about the grey areas, the things which are not clear in deen. It says that know that every sanctuary has a boundary, and if you as a shepherd you allow your sheep to graze around the boundary, then very soon they will cross over the boundary, right? So now if you think that it is takbir-e-ula is all the way up to first ruku and you become relaxed, then very soon you will reach after the first ruku has happened as well. So aim for the beginning, but if God forbid because of some XYZ reason you still make it before the first ruku, you get the benefit of that. So that's the third person. The fourth one is that the two men who love and meet each other and depart from each other for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The fifth one is that a man whom an extremely beautiful woman seduces for an illicit relationship, and she's not just beautiful but she is also from like an honorable status as well, but he rejects the offer and says that I fear Allah. So he rejects it not because he thinks he'll get trouble with the police or her slave, but inni akhafullah, the state of Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam. So a young man who does that, he will also have the honor of getting the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's throne. And then so Sayyidina Yusuf was in the same state where he was seduced by Zulaikha to come into relationship, but he rejected it. So that's a great honor to be in the same pool as that. And then the sixth one is that a man who gives in charity and conceals it such that the left hand does not know what the right hand has given. So giving charity, but giving charity in such a manner that nobody gets to know about it. What we were talking about earlier, that you do things for the sake of Allah. You do not do it for anybody else. And the last one is a man who remembers Allah in solitude and his eyes becomes tearful. That again, that you're doing it without any wish or desire of showing off to anyone. You're remembering Allah in solitude, and the tears that flow out are purely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So such a man as well. So this is a great company and a great honor to be among these people. But I think the easiest one is that loving somebody for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. So when you love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it gives a great honor.